What's up, everybody? You're listening to Two Pete's in a Podcast, episode 126, I believe it is. I think Brian has it
Is it?
marked as 125, but I think 125 was last week. I double checked the audio that I uploaded, and
Yeah, that
it was
might be
labeled as
true.
125. So,
But I haven't uploaded that
anyway,
yet because,
thankfully, big
yeah,
brain over
it's
here.
true.
I caught it. And anyway, so it's 126. I'm one of your hosts, Gary Peterson, joined as always by my brother,
Brian Peterson.
and also
Al-
nobody else.
Also,
It's
weird,
just me.
weird light stuff going on because I got a window behind me. Hopefully, this will be fixed
Yeah.
next week.
So yeah, no Josh again this week.
Yeah, he's a
This is him
grown.
bowing out of the podcast.
Yeah, he's a grown man that has to go to a grown man's birthday party
Yeah.
on September
Um,
11th. Hey, bud.
you don't have
That's
birthdays on September 11th.
yeah,
That's sacrilegious or something.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
get it together, Josh.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, honestly, like I told him, I was like, I haven't been to a friend's birthday party since high school, and that was still too long.
I haven't been to
Hold
a
on to that.
birthday party since Gabe was like 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Basically, like,
honestly like if not for him being my son, I wouldn't even go to those
you know.
things. You know, like what are we doing, man?
I'm saying he
Like,
grew out of them by 11.
right.
What are we?
And Josh is still he's still hanging
What are
around
we
people.
doing here?
Yeah, Josh still hanging around people that are
Yeah.
supposedly grown working adults that are like, hey, I need my cake and ice cream fix.
I mean, I do need
Can you,
that.
can
But
you come watch me blow out ice cream? I mean, yeah, candles and ice cream cakes
Yeah.
and stuff.
yeah, I need that
What
too.
are we
But
talking about?
I just don't have the party.
You're so mature. You're drinking out of a mason jar right now.
Hell yeah, dude!
Wow, dude, what was that? Was that like
It's some
look
fruit,
like some
fruit punch.
Man,
Little bit
look,
of
I was
fruit
gonna say
punch.
it's like
You see?
clamato or something.
Oh god, you can't really see it on the thing. I got at work on Thursday.
Powder. Oh.
I had to like ratchet these bands at work, and I got just blisters in the webbing of my thumb on both thumbs
From doing that.
it was like my arm was getting a little tired because it was a bunch of them, but like I didn't feel like there was a blister, and then I pulled off my gloves and was like, oh, there was a blister and it's gone. Like, you know, it's
It popped.
yeah. I was just like,
Yikes.
and it's in the worst spot ever.
Those are like one of the weakest injuries of all time, a blister, but it still is like, please don't pop.
Yeah, and if it's in the wrong spot, it's just
Yeah,
it's
it's uncomfortable.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not annoying or don't hurt, but
Yeah.
it's just like in the grand scheme of things, it's like, you know, you can blow your knee out and stuff. Like that's an injury, you know, but it's
Yeah.
like, but still, you don't worry about blowing your knees out like you worry about getting blisters. So it's like, please don't get a blister
Yeah.
or a sore on your mouth or something like that.
Oh, that's the worst. Because then anything you eat or
Mhm.
drink somehow just
yeah.
is like just the worst
It all
pain.
funnels through that
Yeah.
through that sore, and you're just like, it's on the outside of my mouth. How? How's
Yeah.
it going
Or you
through
just
it?
or you just talk and then like your lip kind of catches your teeth or
Mhm.
something, and then it just rubbed it wrong. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, or like having a real bad, like you bit your tongue or something like that, and it's real sore, and then it's just really sore for a week because you just
Yeah.
keep bumping it, and
Yep.
so
Like,
on
oh,
and
it's
so
almost
forth.
gone, but it's still swollen a little bit. Oh, caught it again. It's gonna be there for 2 more weeks.
Yeah. So as Brian mentioned, it is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, so
And
pretty cool or something, right?
yeah,
Like,
and this
it's-
morning I checked the episode that I guested on that guy's podcast. It's up.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't watched
So
it.
they have
but-
time. They have timely releases.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does. It seems like he does record like a lot, like in a chunk. Like I think
Yeah.
I was his third in like those 2 days, 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Did you have
But-
fun?
Yeah, it was fun. And then the other thing that he did was released yesterday. The thing I did last week. So it's kind of weird that released first, but
He's like, nah, I don't want to go on y'all's.
yeah. And he was telling us about it. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. He might be listening to this. I don't know. Okay. Basically, in the Discord, he's like, okay, it's going to be live Friday at 5. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll tell my people about it. And apparently that was the wrong thing to say. Because he's just like, oh, I think anybody says tell my people is a-hole or something. It's like, okay, bud.
That's what he said.
Yeah, like somebody else said something about it. And then I said, I don't remember what I said, but basically it ended up being a thing. And I'm just like, what? I don't know what to say in this situation. I was just
I
saying.
mean, there's nothing to say. Like,
Because one of the guys was like, "Hey, like, what's your social, basically, so I can put the word out about me being on this." And they're just like, "Oh, I don't use it. I don't use social media. Blah blah blah." I was like, "Okay, well, there's your problem." No, I don't use it
I
either. But
mean,
but
I don't.
I was just basically saying, like, I'll put the word out that
Yeah, of
I
course.
was a part of this. Like, that's usually what people would want from a
Right.
guest, to be like, "Hey, I was
I'm
on
gonna
this."
link you with my people
Yeah, you're supposed
so that
to.
you get that visibility from
Yeah,
my group, and then maybe your group gives me visibility. That's
exactly.
the whole reason you do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know, dude. I
networking,
would
man.
stop going on the dude's podcast. Call it out because I want to know who this head case is.
Well, it's Parrot Gaming Productions.
Okay, so
It's.
don't listen to that.
I'm not saying. I mean, you can go watch my
Nope,
interview,
don't do
talk
it.
about how
Don't
great it
do it.
was.
Nope.
You can go watch the thing where we
You can
played like
watch
a
Brian's
game show,
appearance.
and I was, spoiler alert, I was the winner of it. So it's great.
Maybe that's what he's pissed off about,
I think it
honestly.
is.
Carrying that animosity
Yeah.
forward from your win. He probably thought he was gonna come get you on there again. He talked to you the previous times like this dude's a slam dunk. I'm gonna dunk all over this dude, hang my balls right in this dude's
Yeah.
nose. And then you came over there and you just were Allen Iverson stepping over whoever
I
that
was
was, Gary
freaking
Payton or
Meta
I
World
don't know.
Peace going up into the stands,
That's it.
freaking
Yeah, exactly.
Malice
That's
in the
it.
Chalice or whatever.
It's Malice in the Palace, dude.
Oh,
Come on, bro.
Chalice in the Palace.
Chalice in the Palace, right? Yeah. Well, that dude seems like
Well,
a dork,
he might
and
have
I don't
been he
even
might have
mean in a
been
cool way.
joking about that. I don't know.
Maybe. If so, cool. Then that's fine, I guess. But make it more obvious,
Yeah,
like
through text it's
we're
hard to.
masters of humor, so
Yeah, if I couldn't pick up on
it's
humor, then it wasn't
then
there.
it's on. Yeah, yeah,
Then you're Ray Romano. I don't know.
yeah. I hate people that. I hate when people have people. Deb. But yeah. I don't know. That is a weird thing. If he truly is like bothered by it, it's like I don't, guy. Again, I'm trying to help you, and I want you to help me,
But and like I didn't want to say like,
and I
oh,
want you to
I'll
want me.
tell my fans or my followers, because
Sure.
that's a weird wordage.
Right.
So I just said my people. Like, I don't.
Yeah. But even then, that could have been like, I'll tell my podcast guys, like
Yeah.
Gary and Josh. It could have been something so like innocuous, but
Yeah.
homeboy's making a big deal about nothing.
For sure.
So anyway, what else you been up to this week, dude?
Oh man, working.
Besides getting herpy hands.
Yeah, I got herpy hands. Been playing a lot of. On Sunday, I played Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it was Sunday. And that game's still fun. It was very hard to get used to the controls again. I
It
was
wasn't
playing on
fun
a
watching you
controller.
do it.
Yeah,
It was a
well,
beating watching you
it was
just
fun. I had
literally
some
run
guy in the
around.
comments that was like, "Oh, dude, my life was so boring before this stream came on." I was like, "All right, man." He really was. He was talking a whole lot, and I was trying to tell him like, because the way he made it sound is that he basically plays Metal Gear Solid 5 and like I think Splinter Cell Chaos Theory maybe. Those are the only two games he plays. Like he does not play
Okay.
games. He'll just play through those once a year and be done. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
that's a little strange, but you do you. And then I was trying to like recommend some other stealth games to him, and he wasn't interested in Dishonored. And I was just like, you should play it. And then I played it on Monday and Tuesday. And
You were like, yeah, you shouldn't play it.
well, I was, because Deathloop's coming out, and I was like, let me play through Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't. I think I'm almost done with Dishonored 1. I can't remember exactly. It's been a long time since I played through that game. Dishonored 2 would take me too long, probably. But also in the news, I did buy Deathloop on PC because PlayStation won't let me stream in decent quality, and it angers me. And then I've seen people saying that Twitch looks better than YouTube, and that angers me, like to such an extreme level. Because it's like, no, it doesn't. I mean, I guess
No, how could you even say that?
I guess it is possible that on like streaming through the bad software on the PlayStation, maybe they have better, because you can't customize your bitrate, so maybe they allow
Right.
for a higher bitrate on Twitch through the system. But if that's the case, that sucks. I tried tweeting and just being like, hey, are we ever going to get decent looking streams? Like, even if it's at 1080p, let me up the bandwidth or the bit rate so that it looks decent. Like, 1080p doesn't look that bad.
No,
But-
no, no. You're right. It doesn't look that bad.
But Sony likes 1080p live streams because they did their showcase. And I'm like,
1080p?
well, yeah, and it's like, why? I mean, obviously, I think it's because then they get the clicks on the trailers afterwards. Because, like, everybody wants to go watch, you know, the trailers. We'll talk about that in a little bit. In 4K and stuff. And those trailers are hitting some crazy numbers already.
Are they?
Yeah. But
Well, because people are starved for games, but
yeah, okay, man.
I mean, I know you think I'm like making like
Deathloop's coming
nonsense
out.
up.
Kina's
Yeah.
coming out.
Yes,
Death
finally.
Stranding.
Yeah, right.
Director's
finally.
Cut.
Death
All within
Strand-
like the next
okay.
2 weeks.
Okay, but first of all, nobody cares about Death Stranding.
That's not true.
Literally, nobody cares about it. Honestly, like
It
nobody
sold
cares.
like 3 million copies or something. That's
I
pretty
don't
good.
believe that for a second. I honestly don't believe that.
Okay, man.
I don't believe that. I really don't believe it. DQ will back me up on this. There's no way that game sold 3 million copies.
DQ's a bad guy. DQ's dead.
He's not a good person. No, I agree.
One,
But
he's dead.
But
Two, he's a
if
bad
nothing
guy.
else, he's honest when he's actually alive and talking and stuff.
He's honest. He says M. Night Shyamalan makes great movies.
He speaks his truth.
Yeah. That is one other thing we've been doing is we were looking for a show. We finally started Servant on Apple Plus or whatever. And I was wrong about saying that was an M. Night Shyamalan show. Apparently he's only directed like 2 episodes. He's a producer on it.
So 2 episodes are bad.
But
and
like
then
a guy
how are
named
the
like
rest?
Tony Bagslap or something created the show.
Backslap's nice.
It's some weird last name.
You've been backslapped.
And Morgan said something, and I go, I think it was Bagslap, and now I just call him Bagslap from now on.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like a sack tap, but it's Bagslap.
Yeah, it's like the same thing but different.
Yeah, it's better.
It's like the James Franco .gif.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know where to
What,
go.
what have you been
Um,
up to lately, sir?
just had a short work week, as we all came off of the Labor Day,
Yeah.
and it felt longer than most actual full weeks. I did have, I think, a funny thing. So, okay, and this is Brian learning this now, but
Yeah.
so Brian had applied to where I work.
Yeah.
And he's still waiting to hear something back, and I feel
been
like
about a
he should
month.
hear something back. Has it been that long already?
I think so. Because like the day after you told me that they had a positive coronavirus test, so she couldn't hire for 2 weeks. I feel like that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or well,
if it's
2
been
weeks
quite a month,
since it's been in 2 weeks, basically.
but either way, it has been a while, and I think she's passing on it because of lack of experience. Now, here's the thing: is I keep working on her about it because.
Yeah.
So first of all, my coworker doesn't have experience either. So what I think it is because I'm new to the company, she's looking at my struggles as your struggles.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas she looks at her experienced other guy who's a lead and looks at him and go, he's good, so she will be good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you 100%.
No,
knowing
yeah.
the way she thinks, it's exactly what it is. And it's frustrating. Even my coworker who doesn't have any experience, she's like, why is she not hiring? I'm like, she keeps claiming experience.
But everybody
that's
that
the
works there
dumbest-
says it's not that hard.
Everyone
basically.
says it's not that hard. It's
Or
mostly the
experience doesn't
training that's
matter,
the
yeah.
problem. Mostly the training. So like if the company would get together, anybody could do it.
Right.
I mean, I'm dumb and I'm doing it to some extent. So there's that. It's very, very frustrating, to me. And but I keep throwing it in her face, and this is why I bring this up, because yesterday, for I want to say 2 weeks prior, we've had somebody supposed to, well, at least one person supposed to start,
It sounded like Wesco.
not show up.
It sounded
Call him, doesn't answer the phone. Literally getting ghosted by people. You can't get anybody to work.
Yeah.
always take those opportunities. I go, well, I
I
know
know a guy.
somebody that'll show up every day, like clockwork, on
And
time. If you know, I just wish you had experience. Okay, you
by
know.
the way, I looked. It was August 13th, so it's almost a month. That I
Okay,
called
yeah,
her,
you're right.
but like in that month, I could have learned. I could have been experienced now, somewhat
Mm-hmm.
experienced. But no, he doesn't have experience. So
Well, I didn't even. I told you that she wished that you had experience, but I
yeah,
didn't know like how in or out she was still. I thought she was still kind of considering. And she was just trying to.
that's the way she
She
made it
thought I
sound.
thought she was trying to hedge her bets basically to like, oh, I can get some experienced people in here
Yeah,
and it'll work out. Okay, cool. So she's trying to get people, whatever, and I'm just biding my time and I'm just taking my little pot shots. So then yesterday she she comes in and there's a lady there for an interview. They go in her office, they talk for a while. She comes out, hey, this is Candace, blah blah blah. She's going to be starting in a couple of weeks. Um, Yada yada. Like we're like, oh hey, nice to meet you. I'm Gary, blah blah blah. And um, and so she
I can already
kind of,
guess where this is going.
yeah, she walks her around and everything. And then she's like, she's moving from Waco up to here.
Yeah,
And so if you guys see any places that have cheap rent, let me know. We can tell her about it. It's like, okay. And so first of all, it's like, so again, now you're hiring a person that doesn't even live
yeah,
here, right? Doesn't have a place established here or anything. Okay, so I mean, already the logic of this person is completely bad.
yeah.
Um, and has proven time and time again, even question their own choice making, basically decision making, based on the amount of weirdos that they keep trying to hire and that either quit
Or just
or
don't show
creep
up.
everybody else out and have to get fired, all those kind of things. So
Yeah,
so that was like I'd say that was 9-ish that lady interviewed, 9 to 10 in
yeah,
the morning. At about 3 or 3:30, she gets a phone call.
yeah.
She comes out and goes, "The lady that just started just quit."
I, that story didn't go quite where I thought. I thought you were gonna say that she came out and was like, "This lady has no experience. She's in Waco." Like I thought it was gonna be like just the worst thing you could do, but hey,
Oh yeah, no. So and then we're like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, she just quit." And we're like, "Why?" And she's like, "Well, she
can you even quit a
decided that it was
job
gonna
you
be
never
a
started? Actually, like,
yeah." She decided it was going to be like she started getting overwhelmed by the move. I'm like, she's moving from Waco to Fort Worth. We're not talking across the country.
yeah,
Like, trust me, yeah, I know moving is expensive and it sucks
my,
and yada yada, but we're talking about maybe a 2-hour drive difference.
my guess is she probably lined up a bunch of interviews for
Yup.
yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody else offered her a better position.
Correct. That's probably
That's
what it was.
that's my guess.
Which is what everybody does, you
Yeah, oh
know?
for sure. If I'm gonna take a day off of work or whatever, or drive up to Fort Worth from Waco, I'm gonna make it worth it.
Right. And so
I'm gonna eat some Gus's fried chicken.
again, there you go.
Yeah,
And then so again, I said, um, try not to take a real sharp dig, but like I said, wow. So once again, simply getting people to show up is the issue,
yeah.
or is the hardest part, or whatever. She's like, yep. And I'm like, mm,
If
mm.
only there was something we could do. Yeah,
So that's what's been going on. That was yesterday. That
that's
was hilarious to me, honestly.
that's what sucks
And
at my. Well, you can go ahead and finish. I'll say it myself in a second.
there's nothing else to really say other than, it just makes me laugh that
Yeah,
it's the definition of insanity. You keep thinking
yeah.
that you have some kind of great bead on good workers, and then when they arrive, even if they do show up, they literally creep people out to the point where everybody goes, you have to get rid of this person.
I
They're
didn't know it was that bad
creepy.
over there.
Yes.
But yeah,
Like that's
it was the same with Wesco, where they'd be like, "Hey, this person's gonna kill it. This person
yeah.
has a desire to kill it. they either don't show up or they show up and
Right.
leave before the day's over.
Before noon. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's lunch. You're never gonna see me again.
Yeah. And it's just, it's, don't get me wrong. I think a lot of us, most of us think that we know, oh, I can
Yeah.
read people and stuff. And I think
Oh, for sure.
there is some truth to that, right? Like some people can read people better than others. I feel like I'm one of those people. I feel like I can read the room a little bit better than a lot of people. And, it's funny because if I had been in an interview room with some of the people that she's tried to bring in, I would have caught the vibe right away
Yeah.
on some of these people. I know that I would have, and in fact, I think most of my coworkers would have as well,
Yeah.
and 98% of people. So it's like she has this issue, my boss,
She's
where
blinded by experience, it sounds like. If you have any experience at something similar,
well,
it's just like, oh, we got to get you in here.
here's the problem. She's blinded by arrogance. Honestly, she's the most arrogant person you've ever met. Like I'm not even joking. Like she's the kind of person where if I don't remember if I said this before, but I talk about this with a couple of my coworkers. Okay, so for instance, she has at one point she says she was an IT person for a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
Now, what that means, I guarantee you, what that means is she helped somebody maybe figure out why their Microsoft Word was having an error or something like that. You know what I mean? It's one of
Yeah.
those kind of things where she set up a Wi-Fi router or
Yeah.
something, and probably not even at its best capacity or any of that sort of thing,
Yeah.
but she just got the internet hooked up or something. So she was the IT person. I guarantee, first of all, that no one ever has hired her or paid her
For
for
IT.
being an IT
Yeah.
person. Yeah, she just designated herself as that.
I mean, I think that's my problem with applying for jobs and interviews is I can't just lie through my teeth about doing stuff like, oh yeah, I did IT. Like, well, technically, I kind of helped, solve some problems with the computer here and there at
Right.
some places. But some people can just do that.
Yeah, it's really, yeah. Some people do it expertly, but
Yeah.
so it's so bad that she. So then, based on that, so one day, and I'd already told Brian this, but one day we were having a discussion about somebody was talking about the computers or whatever freezing up, and I was like, "Yeah, man, these
Oh, yeah.
these computers are not good." And we use laptops, and they used to have desktops, and I said they just don't have enough memory to run. They need more memory. They only have 8 gigs of RAM, and I'm like, they need more for the operations we
Multitasking
do.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
multitasking stuff. And she goes, these are better than desktops." She goes, "Laptops are better than desktops." And I go, "So I'm sorry." And she said it again. I go, "No." She goes, "Yeah, they are." I go, "Don't get me wrong. Some laptops can be better than
Yeah.
some desktops,
Exactly.
but I guarantee you these are not those." And she's like, "Yeah." She goes, "These are great." And I go, "They only have 8 gigs of RAM." She goes, "That's plenty." And I go, No, you need 16. Nowadays,
My
16 is probably a
phone.
minimum.
Yeah, my phone
Yeah,
has 8
my
gigs.
phone has 12.
Or yeah, it has
It's
at
like
least 8.
I'm like, you need 16 at a minimum, especially for working with the programs we're working with and stuff like that. And she goes, "No, it's." She goes, "Memory has nothing to do with it." I go,
And
"I'm
it's
sorry."
probably slow, like DDR3, like
Yeah, of course. I go, "I'm sorry, what? Memory has nothing to do with it?" And she goes, "Yeah, it's the processor." And I go, "Well, the processor certainly helps, but and these don't even have great ones of that." And she's like, "Well, it's the processor and the memory." And she goes, "These have solid state processors." And I said, "Solid state processors?" She said, "Yes." And I go, "Do they have solid state drives?" And she goes, "Yep." And meanwhile, even my coworker, who's one of her best people, he's like, "There's no way." He's like, "These things are like $400 or $500 laptops. You can tell." And
yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. They're like the plasticky HP. You know, it's crazy like how cheap these are, and they get the job done fine. But like, don't try to tell me." And then again, and then she's like, she said something to the effect in that conversation because I started walking away just like, "This is dumb."
yeah,
And she goes, like, I tell me whenever you've done IT for a multi-million-dollar company." It's like, I guarantee you, I've done more IT work than you ever have in your
Yeah.
entire life, and I've never worked at a job at IT as IT or anything. And then her phone was messing up, like she wasn't getting text or something. She'd gotten a new phone. She was on the phone with AT
IT.
and T, and so I went. Yeah, so I went in there. She wanted somebody with a good camera to be able to take a picture of her SIM card because she couldn't read it. Her eyes. She's an
Yeah.
older lady. So I went in there, took a picture of it, and blew it up. And I was like, "Is this good?" She's like, "Yeah." And so she's doing it. And then she has she has a memory card and her SIM. Well, the SIM tray is a dual SIM tray.
Yeah.
So she goes, "It doesn't matter which one the SIM goes in, does it?" I go, "I think it does. Yeah, I think it's probably like the first tray is probably for the SIM." So she puts it in there and she goes, "It's working now." Guarantee you she had the memory card in the SIM tray, the actual SIM tray,
Probably.
and that's why it wasn't working. And it's like, what is wrong with your
She
brain?
did IT for a multi-million-dollar company, a
Yep, yep.
Fortune 200 company.
Yeah, and it's not to she's she's a great boss. Like in terms like she will go to bat for you and stuff, but she will
Yeah.
also throw you under the bus on some things. And it's like she's been having a hard week with some people because like people have been like, no, 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 you're not gonna throw me under the bus on that. Like
Yeah.
it's been kind of funny, but it's like you don't have you may have gotten lucky with some of your people, like that you picked good ones,
Yeah.
but overall you don't have a good understanding of people,
Yeah.
and you're missing quality people because you're saying that they need to have a certain experience level that they simply don't need to have.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing, honestly. Like, you know, it's embarrassing watching you have to like call, like basically beg people that you thought were the thing
Yeah.
and try to get a hold of them, and they're not accepting your calls or whatever, or returning them or whatever. And it's just like, I've got a guy, and I'm sure some of these other people have people too
Yeah.
that they could do the thing, and it could be
Yeah.
better than this, but you just refuse.
Speaking
Simply
of,
refuse.
speaking of throwing under the bus, I didn't have it on the docket to talk about, but okay, a few weeks ago, I think I told you and Josh about me being accused of losing a little piece from the pressure washer or something. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Basically, I used it. Um, I used it at like 8:30 in the morning. Didn't use it all day, and then at like 4:15, I get a call from my coworker like, "Hey, can you come over here to pressure wash?" And I go over there, and then they're like, "Yeah." There's the maintenance guys are saying you lost it, and then that you left the machine on, and it's like, I can tell because the hose is not coiled back up. If the machine, like, I always coil that back up. I always turn the machine off, and it's like, well, you lost it. The maintenance guys are saying it's like, I used this 7 hours ago, so no, I didn't lose it. Other people have been using it all day. So anyway, like since then, I've checked to make sure the little tip doesn't come out, but I still don't think I'm the one that lost the tip. And yesterday, like, I had to borrow a knife from one of the maintenance guys, and my coworker, I think he's the one starting stuff because he was saying something to him in Spanish, and then like the maintenance guy came over. I was like, "Hey, I need this back." He's like, that other thing you lost." I go, "The tip," and he goes, "Yeah, you lost that S." And I go, "No, I didn't. I didn't lose it at all. I know for a fact because the machine was left on, and I don't ever leave that machine on." He's like, "You know how to work the machine?" I go, "Yeah, I know how to work the machine." And I was like, "I'm
This is
getting
a
accused."
different conversation
A
than that
different
one that you had.
conversation weeks afterwards.
Same person.
No. This was a
Oh,
different
okay,
guy.
okay.
This was one of the
Sorry, my
maintenance
bad.
guys that my coworker was saying it was accusing me, and it's possible that
Oh,
he was,
gotcha.
but I'm
Yeah.
thinking my coworker's accusing me of it. I don't know. I like, and I want so badly to go to the guy that sells sodas and be like, "Hey, this guy is saying that you unplug the machine." I want to start some stuff because I'm tired of it. You want to start some stuff with me? I'm gonna get Cheeto or whatever his name is to hate you also. Although I think most people hate this guy already because it's one of those things where his position is different, so everybody thinks anybody in each position thinks the other positions don't do anything. Like, everybody thinks, like, this guy just drives around on a forklift and doesn't do anything, so it's one of those situations, but it's like, I'm going to make them think he doesn't do anything, because you're not going to accuse me of stuff that I didn't do. But it just pissed me off, again, because, like, obviously I don't like being accused of doing stuff I didn't do. I definitely don't like being accused of it for a second time, weeks later. Like, no. It's so infuriating. But that's the other thing with this job is, like, it was supposed to be 60 days. 60 days, they'll hire you on. It's been 4 months almost. And I text the person at the temp agency. They're like, yeah, it's supposed to be 320 hours. And I was like, that's like, or no, it's supposed to be 520 hours or something like crazy. And I was like, huh? And, like, that's like, I think that's 60 days of working like almost 9 hours a day. And it's like, well, that's not how that was worded to me previously. Right. Like, 60 days to me is like 2 months, not, you know, especially since I got hired on.
Requirements.
Especially, and I got hired on whenever there's freaking Labor Day. There's all these days off where I'm just having to eat them because I'm not an employee, and it's pissing me off. Because I would have taken off for that showcase, but I couldn't. But
you did do a good job of doing it.
Of what?
Even if your audio was a little quiet.
Yeah, you say that. See, it's hard. Like, that's why I have this microphone here, so I can get some side tone. And I think that might have been off here, and I couldn't tell how loud I was being, and I didn't want my wife yelling at me.
You were like, what's this?
Yeah. But some of that stuff I called out pretty good.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's all been leaks, basically, anyway.
Well, I didn't see any leaks.
Yeah, you have. But, let's see. Let's get started on our list here. We got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we'll say on Servant. I mean, that is on the list. I already marked it off, I think, or maybe I didn't. But no, Servant is not a very good show. I know DQ will hate me saying this. Like, we're still watching it because there's 2 seasons up.
DQ likes it, so there you go.
We've watched like 15 episodes of this thing. They could have had all of what's happened in 3 episodes, 3-hour-long episodes. The show is so infuriating because they just drag it out, just drag it. It's like, the main character's the worst.
I still don't know anything about this show, and
I didn't either, really. I just thought it was an M. Night Shyamalan show. It's not.
If DQ likes it, I'm almost going the other way entirely.
Yeah.
DQ points at a show, and then I turn a 180.
Yeah, I mean, it has literally kept you off of watching Ted Lasso, which is
it kind of has
really good show.
Yeah, I'm sure it is because, you know,
everybody talks about it.
Jason Sudeikis, but yeah, DQ's involvement in it is like, it kept me from Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, my coworker, my boss did say, like, she was mentioning that yesterday weirdly.
Really?
Like, that show was great. Yeah, she brought it up. Yeah.
It was a great show. They should have had another season.
Like, so then, you know, like, yeah, my brother and friend, they love it.
But I don't have enough experience with Jean-Claude Van Damme, I guess. I haven't watched basically every one of his movies except for
Maybe if you guys were working on a Jean-Claude Van Johnson show together, she would see. Let's see. We have Josh supposedly has. If Josh will ever show up again, he supposedly has a story to tell you guys.
Yeah, just a banger.
We will see. Speaking of you guys, we did hit a subscriber milestone.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at the numbers in months and months. Last time I looked, there was like 300-ish subscribers, 350-ish. I don't know. I was like, okay, and I was like, let me just look to see. Supposedly we're at like 2,320 or something. It's a huge jump, and it's crazy. So
it's crazy.
So thank you.
I don't know how accurate those numbers are, but
yeah, I mean, I tried looking, and it sounds like you know, there's a plus or minus, but it's not like crazy.
I'm sure it's like I was gonna say it's probably a plus or minus.
Even if it's 3 to 5%. Yeah, even if it's a plus or minus 500, hey, we're at almost 2,000. That's
right. Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Yeah, and
pretty nuts.
Yeah,
I mean, it's taken forever to get here, but thank you for especially those of you who share it, because we definitely don't promote this podcast the way we probably should.
That's kind of why I started trying to guest on the podcast, is to try to get the word out a little bit. I mean, that's not where the numbers, that bump came from, because that guest thing just happened today, basically. So maybe there'll be huge numbers now. I don't know how many subscribers that guy has. So. Maybe I was helping him out.
But yeah, we know that it has to be word of mouth because like I said, we don't promote too much. Brian is trying to change that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And has been doing a good job.
And I have started. I mean, I need to get on the actual Two Pete's YouTube to upload the videos because I've been doing it on my channel, but just because I'm already logged in, like it's less of a hassle. But I can start.
Wow.
Well, it is a little bit less of a hassle. But yeah, if you look at GrubChub, we do post the videos of these. Although the ones without Josh are just going to be a video of me and then a picture of Gary because he refuses to take his son's
a picture
webcam.
of me about 700 pounds ago, and many more years younger. When was that? That was at UFC.
That's what I was thinking. That was one of the UFC.
Yeah, it was a picture of me and Eddie Bravo. I think
like 78 or something. Was that how early?
No, it wasn't that low. It was like
88. I feel
it was like 101 or so. It was like.
Was it?
It was in 2009. I think.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And
because I thought
it was like
one
September,
of the lower ones, weirdly.
It was actually it was actually September something. 2009, I think.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up because it was who was on that card? It was Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah.
Versus.
I don't remember, but Rich Franklin was on there.
Rich Franklin and
Vitor.
Yeah, Vitor finished him.
Beat the hell out of him. Yeah.
Yeah. It was 103 maybe.
Yeah, 103. Just looked it up. You're right.
This old dumb brain still got a little information floating around there.
It does, yeah. And I got a picture of me and Uriah Faber.
Yeah, you and old butt chin.
And it's so weird because he's such a tiny person, but I looked tiny next to him. I can morph into other people's shapes. I just need to find somebody small.
Yeah, it was so weird, especially was it you and Justin are in.
Yeah.
Did I take a photo of you guys too? And like it was just like you're a 6-foot person yourself. And like, a broad-shouldered dude and stuff, but like, I don't know. Your proportions seem so weird next to other people. Like you say, you could tell you're bigger than Uriah Faber.
Yeah,
but
fatter, but like I look like the same.
I don't even mean that. I just mean like taller and stuff and wider, but like. You still kind of like you still look like a shrunken version of yourself. And
I should work with Tom Cruise, honestly.
You probably should.
He wants to look bigger.
Yeah,
I can make him do that somehow.
I can do what? Hey, what do you need? What do you need?
You can
want to look bigger? You want to look
2
smaller?
Milk crates if you want to, or apple boxes, whatever they are.
No, you just adjust your body to his.
Shrink down.
I need you to be bigger in this scene.
Thumbs up.
Got it.
Because I wasn't gonna do the fist. Yeah, look at me, fist.
Yeah, exactly. That was your way of going against the fist, wasn't it?
Just thumbs up.
You're like, no, that's a thumbs up. It's a fist.
Because it is weird to just have your hands down, so just like thumbs up.
No, it is. It's like you can make fun of stuff, and we did, and then I would do some similar things, and it's just like it really does suck you in. You're like, I don't know what to do with my hands, so now I have to do a fist. Yeah. Be like, yeah, fight fan, right? We're fight fans.
I'm fighting him, dude.
I took a picture with Joe Rogan, I think.
Yeah, which that was a struggle to get hold of.
It was a struggle, and he was kind of frustrated that we're like, Joe.
I think you got a picture with Eddie Bravo, too.
Yeah, that's the picture, I think, right there. The one that's in the Discord? I think so. I think I cropped old Flat Earther out of there, but not for any reason. He's a handsome guy, And
you had one.
Edgy broad.
I mean, this was at after the weigh-ins or whatever, right? The one with I cannot think of his name. Jens Pulver. That one was
Jens
weird.
Pulver was at a fight, pre-fight party.
Yeah.
And he's giant for one. Yeah.
And Tony Frickland's 185, and he seemed like wasn't it Tony Frickland?
Yeah, Tony Frickland.
Seemed like the hugest person ever.
The biggest dude I've ever seen. Like, felt like a brick S house, dude.
Yeah.
No, the picture here.
I can't even imagine meeting like Francis Ngannou and just being like,
oh my gosh, dude,
this is a person.
What if you met him and he's like how you looked with Uriah Faber? You're like, wait, what?
That is one of my favorite pictures. Is I think it was on the set of Conan the Destroyer or whatever, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger looking like a child next to Andre the Giant and Wilt Chamberlain. Like, he looks tiny
Oh,
next to them, and just like, this is nuts.
is he tall though? I can't. Yeah, I think y'all tell me, and I never can remember if he's actually tall.
Schwarzenegger,
Is he
he's like
6'2"?
6'4", 6'3",
Oh,
I
is he
think.
really? Okay. See,
Yeah.
I always feel like he's like one of those guys, like maybe 5'10".
Yeah. Well,
But
that's
there's
the
like you guys always shock me. I was like, no, he's actually like over 6 feet. I'm like, oh wow,
that's
okay.
the funny part. Last night we were playing some Apex. It was terrible last night, but there was a point where you had to
Yeah.
go away for a minute, and I was watching some World's Strongest Man. It just came up, suggested, and I was like, okay. And one of them was like the top 5, feats from Eddie Hall, who I'm a big Eddie Hall fan.
Yep.
And like he was talking, and he was just like, all these other guys, they're huge. They're like 6'7", 6'8". And he's like, I'm just a small 6'3". And I was like, that's small. Like, he does look short next to them all. Like, for a long time I thought he's like 5'8" or something, but it's just like everybody else is just giant. And it's just funny that he's just like, I'm just a tiny little guy over here. And for World's Strongest Man, he is, but he's still a big guy.
Yeah, that is a big dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's so yeah. You can, as Brian said, you can see my picture there.
Yeah.
As with Brian actually being a movie. He's a moving picture. Pretty cool. Yeah, look, check him out. Yep. So thank you for those who subscribe and share the podcast. Please continue to do so. It means a lot. This is Brian's. This is a big passion project for Brian, more than anybody. But he's the one that puts the most work into it.
Well, no, Josh technically.
No, I just mean like Josh.
Them.
He does edit.
I mean, he's not showing up at all. So.
But yeah, he doesn't show up as part of the thing. But no, I just mean like Brian's the one that keeps this train rolling.
Yeah. You're gonna have teardrops going down my freaking vanilla chin, man.
So let's see. Let's talk about Michael K. Williams real quick.
Yeah, this was horrible news.
This sucked, dude. What day was this?
It was like Wednesday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday, right? Like, woke up to the news of Michael K. Williams.
It was 54, I think.
Yeah, 54, 53.
Which kind of shocked me that he was that young. I mean, not that he looked old, but like, I don't know. I guess
he's just kind of been around a little while.
Yeah.
Just kind of expect that people are going to be a little older than they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so he's the famous black actor that has the scar across his like from the top of his head down to his chin. And he's been in, I mean, a plethora of things, but like The Wire is one of his, that's like his famous thing, which I still have not even seen. I've just seen him in other things. Well, and he's, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's funny though, because, I'd heard about The Wire for forever. I finally watched it years and years ago now, but like before that, the place I saw him was Boardwalk Empire. He was Chalky. And I was like, this dude's amazing. I love this dude.
Yep.
And then I watched The Wire. And I was like, oh, yeah, this guy's real good.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I've even seen him in.
I think he was in Battlefield 3, like the single player, or maybe it was Battlefield 4. I don't remember, but
yeah, let me look it up real quick.
I think he might be a character in 2042. I feel like they're doing a weird, because I think he was Irish or whatever. The character's name was Irish, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I did see him in that.
But yeah, I mean, he was a great actor, and this also has me thinking, like, how different would the Lord and Miller version of Solo been? Because it had him in it, and then whenever Ron Howard came on, he was reshooting everything. Like, he couldn't be there to film or whatever, so they just replaced him, which sucks. But
yeah,
I mean, it sucks. I don't think they have a cause of death, but you were saying that I guess he's struggled with the drugs for a long time.
As far as I saw that, yeah, basically they were saying that they found some drug paraphernalia around him, which I'd heard him on a podcast that he struggled with drug addiction and stuff, which sucks, like, I don't know, this kind of stuff just makes me nuts, honestly. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, because look, I understand some people can handle drugs responsibly or whatever. It's all good, but for people like this, it just, I don't know, it breaks my heart, because you see.
Same with Philip Seymour Hoffman, great actor, and then
great actor,
just had an addiction and just couldn't
shake it, and it's like you see them, every time I saw Michael K. Williams, when I heard this podcast, I was like, oh, I didn't even know the guy had a drug addiction,
Yeah, I
right?
didn't either.
Like, because every time I saw the guy in an interview and everything, he seemed so put together. He seemed so thoughtful about how he answered things. He just seemed like a genuinely good and real dude.
Yeah.
And like, no, I didn't know all of his work, but that's how much I felt like this guy. That's why it affected me so much, because the few things that I did see him in, I was like, man, this guy's really good. And I'd actually seen James Whitner, which you guys have probably seen me. I've been mentioning James Whitner on my Instagram a lot lately. He's a guy in the shoe game that he's got some stores and stuff, and they do a lot of really thoughtful like shoe. They do like these nice. They come out with their own shoes or whatever, these collaborations with Nike or whoever it is, and they have like these real nice stories behind them from like him growing up in the hood and stuff like that. And it's cool and it's touching and stuff. But he had posted a Michael K. Williams video, and I don't know if you remember this, Brian, but I remembered it when I saw it. But I don't even remember what it was from. But it was Michael K. Williams like on a couch talking to himself as like basically as like Omar and as somebody else, and it's basically like his inner dialogue about like if he chose those parts for himself, and the Omar-esque character was like, did you choose those parts, or were you typecast, basically, like, and it's just like, no, and it's like him struggling to be like, no, have confidence. It's like, no, I definitely did pick these parts.
Yeah.
And it was it's really good. It's like 2 minutes long, and it's really good. It's like, just, I don't know, to me, kind of heart-wrenching and kind of like just really good acting, and it's just him by himself, like acting opposite of himself 2 or 3 times over, and it's one of the best acting pieces I've seen, and it came out a couple years ago. Again, I don't even know the origins of it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it.
I'll have to try to get it to you, because I think you would appreciate it. But it was very good. But yeah, it just sucks because, like I say, I did hear him on a podcast in the last year talking about that, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. And then to have him ultimately possibly pass that way is just like, man, that sucks, bro. Like, because I feel like he was just getting started with like getting things, I think people were just, because it's got to be also hard for a guy that has a scar across his face like that, to not just be cast
as a bad guy,
as a bad guy. And it's like, no, this guy is a good actor, dude. Like, and I think he started to, in the last couple of years, really start to pick up, and people go, yeah, this dude is an excellent actor. So I don't know, that just bummed me out. But anyway, that sucks. I don't like it.
It does.
I don't like
I
it.
mean, it's if you struggle, find help. Like it,
for sure.
Whether you're a huge actor or a nobody, essentially, like,
right, yeah, man, it doesn't matter, man. That stuff gets you. I mean, you can be literally nobody or be the person everybody knows. And that stuff can get a hold of you. So sucks. Don't like it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what else? We'll leave that sad topic. And let's get to Kate. I don't feel like that one's gonna. Is this an Amazon show or something?
It's a Netflix movie, dude. After I tell you about this, you're gonna be interested in
I feel like I did. This is okay.
The Mew.
Yeah, this is Mew. Yeah.
It's Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
You watched it? Is it out?
Yeah, I didn't know it was out. I was just looking through Netflix. I was just like, let me see. And then that was
is
like
Woody
number
Harrelson
one
in it too? No, it's not Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
it
Woody
is
Harrelson
Woody. Okay.
I didn't know that, and then he showed up, and I was like, Woody Harrelson. But yeah, it's like that action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where
she like she's poisoned or something like that. She
has 48 hours see, I hadn't watched the trailer, so I didn't know that. But yeah, it's pretty early in that. Yeah, she's poisoned in some way and basically has to get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't finished. I think I got about 30 minutes left. I was watching it before this, but it's been good so far. I mean, there's a few weird things in some of the action scenes, but for the most part, it's been good. There is a car chase early that like. It's super CG, but like it didn't bother me because it like reminded me of like an anime the way they did it, kind of.
Yeah.
And so far I'm enjoying it. gotta love the Mew, man. You know, Ramona Flowers.
Nice.
Gotta love it.
Yep. I do love Mew.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer and was kind of like, oh, I don't know, I want to like it, but it feels like there's a lot of these movies coming out right now. Where
Yeah, like Jolt, that bad Amazon movie with Kate Beckinsale that was apparently terrible. I didn't watch it.
I actually didn't see this. I didn't even know about this.
Oh yeah, apparently that's just Crank. Like it's Crank with her. Like I've heard people describe it. It sounds like she's like has like I don't know, super strength or something weird, but she has to get. I haven't watched it. I don't know. Just hearing about it on podcasts, everybody says it's terrible.
Right.
But I'm just like, okay. I didn't even know that was coming out. That's the problem with like Amazon and Netflix to me. Like I was looking forward to this movie, but I didn't know when it was coming out, and I just happened to see that it was trending or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. Forgot about this. Coming out. Had no idea when it was coming out. I mean, it's worse on Amazon. They'll just show like, hey, a new season just showed up. I was like, okay, I didn't know it got renewed. That's always the problem with them is if you find a show you like, it feels like Netflix started doing the thing where if you hover over, it'll be like, hey, good news, another season's on the way.
Right.
And then you'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Or if it's coming up, they'll be like, hey, a new season starts, on X day or whatever. Amazon's just like, we're not going to tell you anything. You'll just show up one day and it'll be on your top of your playlist thing. You just go, oh, I guess a new season started. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. Like I say, the action's pretty good. It's got some brutal stuff in it, which I'm always all for. But
yeah, it looked like it was going to be kind of a gritty movie or whatever. I don't know why. I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Because Netflix original movies are generally terrible. But so far, this one's been good.
Well, good. Good to hear that.
Yeah. And it's only like an hour and 40 minutes or something. So,
okay.
I'm right in there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to throw up the white power sign. I did the okay sign. Eddie Murphy did it. I was mimicking Eddie Murphy,
man. Let's see. Let's get into the Sony press conference then.
Yeah, they had their showcase.
Yeah.
It was like it was
embarrassingly bad.
40 minutes. See, they had some weird stuff there. They did some stuff. Like, I mean, for the most part,
it just showed. It could have been the other thing that they do. What is the other thing?
The state of play.
State of play, yeah, where you already don't expect anything from them anymore because the past billion of those have been terrible.
But you are pretending that this didn't show nothing, didn't have no surprises.
No. I'm not saying that it was all bad. I just mean like the overall grade of it was bad to me.
See, I feel like
it ended strong.
I was slightly disappointed with how much that, I built up in my head that they're going to show the Metal Gear Solid remake, which might not even exist still. It's just a rumor, but I'm just like, it's got to happen, and it's Blue Point. Blue Point's going to be acquired, and they're going to freaking announce it here. I want to look crazy, but even still, that there was something that showed up that I had no clue about existing, and I'm so hyped for it. But I feel like one of the first things they showed was like a CGI thing about like Star Wars, the old Knights of the Old Republic is getting remade.
Yeah.
And in an interview after the show, they had like interviews with a few people, and like the guy from that's like, hey, the gameplay is gonna be the same, it's just gonna look better. And it's like, oh no, update the gameplay.
Yeah,
I know some people love that, but like for me, it's like just make it play like Final Fantasy VII Remake, like that.
Right.
That's I did it again. That's great. Just great combat for an RPG, I think. Like, because you can slow down time and do stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I played through the first KOTOR and was like, yeah, this is fine, but I just feel like keeping that same combat would be strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like you would want to take advantage of doing the remake to revamp some things, not just graphically.
Yeah. That or give an option for a real-time thing. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake kind of did it. I mean, it didn't mimic Final Fantasy VII. And then time stopped and you're just 3 people over here versus whatever over here. But I don't know. I mean, it might turn out good, but I don't know. I remember not liking that combat back then, so I don't think.
Well, yeah, I know that like when I was watching it, I was like, there is a lot here for Brian to like. A lot of weird Japanese sword games here or whatever. I was like, he's probably honestly got his shirt off right now watching this.
No, because I did after work. I did come home. I avoided all spoilers, although I did see something that Gary was baiting me on, and I saw it, and I was just like, "What the hell?" I just saw the word "brave," and I was like, "Brave Fencer Musashi," and that's what he wanted. And whenever it didn't show up, I was a little bit disappointed, but because I had muted the channel, but I went to text my wife something, and yeah, and I just saw that, and I was like, "No, it's all spoiled." Oh god. But
just imagine you just driving around your golf cart.
I really was.
Day.
I literally was. I was
Just
like, brave. At one point on my way home, I was like,
Fencer, really?
yeah, I was like, brave. I was like, it's not a Brave Heart game. That's not happening. They're not coming out with that. And then I go, oh my god. And then for some reason, my broken brain was like, they're making a new battle arena to Shinden. It's like, that doesn't even have the word brave in it. I'm stupid. I'm just dumb, but I wish they would make a new battle arena to Shinden. They do own Evo now, so. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Yeah, I was just laughing about it. Like, I don't know, because I don't even know why I pulled Brave Fencer. I just knew that it was like kind of something that maybe somebody would do, you know, because it's kind of a cult classic type deal. But
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was hoping to get you with the Metal Gear one, obviously, but that would have been too hard because I knew it was gonna be hard to get you with anyway.
Yeah.
Just because you kind of expected it anyway, you were hoping for it rather.
I mean, to be fair though, that would have had me really expecting it already, or even more, and I would have probably driven up there and killed you for lying and get my hopes up. But they showed that. They showed Forspoken, that new Square Enix game, which I think looks awesome. Like the traversal looks really good. Like, I don't know. I like the environments look really cool. Did you have any interest in that game? I mean, I doubt you'll play it, but
Forspoken.
it's the one with the lady in like New York, and then she goes through a portal and is in.
Oh! No, that game looks so dumb and terrible. The voice acting, the animations look terrible. Everything looks so like
so cool. She throws like a bubble and then like pops it. That was awesome.
No, it was like, oh, this is Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, Shang-Chi came up with stuff. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah, Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Yeah, they did come up with that. Thanks,
this game's
bud.
been in development since before that movie was filmed.
Okay, when was Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings written? Huh? Oh, that's right, bud.
Probably the day before shooting because they don't think
before this.
They don't think these things through, bud.
Yeah, this game looks stupid, dude.
I thought it looked great.
Like she goes to the portal, she's like, "What the actual?"
Yeah, and then her freaking jewelry's talking to her, and it's like, what?
Yeah, it's so dumb, dude. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It looks sick nasty to me.
The only thing dumber was that.
I think I know which.
The Borderlands thing.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, they showed that.
So I didn't even realize.
Tiny Tina's.
So she was in the other ones. I wasn't even thinking about that when you said that.
I think she was just in 2.
Okay, but that voice actress, that the performance, everything is.
I don't know if
bad.
they got the same person back from the second one.
Don't
it sounded
care.
like her, but no. Here's the funny part is that was I think Ashley Birch or whatever. She's in that bad Apple show, whatever it is, Mystic Quest or whatever. But she's Aloy. She's Aloy in Horizon. So it's like she can do good stuff, but
was she not also what's her name in Infamous Second Son? The girl that had the powers also.
Oh no! That was Laura Bailey, I think. That was Nadine from.
Boy, if you want to know about a voice actor or actress, you ask
man.
this man. This
come
dude's
on,
got.
Come on, baby boy.
Masturbatory material in his house about it.
And since we're speaking of Infamous, they did show Spider-Man 2, and at the start, I thought that was going to be an Infamous game. Like, they show a lightning bolt hit, and like it was
which
yellow,
one?
and I was the
Forspoken?
Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man 2. Whenever it
Yeah.
opened up and they had a lightning bolt, because like I'd seen people talking about Infamous, like, oh, they should remake it, they should bring it back or something. And whenever I saw the lightning bolt, I was like, what? I was so confused.
See, I thought
I think they did that
Forspoken was that
for a reason.
whenever I showed the girl went through the portal,
Yeah.
and she looked kind of like that girl to me from Infamous Second Son.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And I was like, is this an Infamous game? I was like, oh no, it's something bad.
Shit.
Something real bad. You know?
I hope they do bring Infamous back. Like, Second Son was really good, and that's the last one they released. Well, I mean, I guess they came out with First Light, the like expanded one or whatever, but that was still back in like 2015 or something, 2016
ago,
maybe.
dude.
It's been some time. And I mean, obviously, Ghost of Tsushima did crazy numbers for them, but it's like, but superheroes are bigger than ever. You had your own original superhero, and you have a hero that can drain powers from other people. Like,
right?
Come out with a new one.
Yeah, you would think that you would come back to that one.
I'm hoping they do.
So, what else was there? What was the next one in line that you have here?
Ooh, let me look at the list here. Oh, Project Eve. I think this game looked... Huh?
Would you just look at it?
Yeah, I am looking at it.
Oh.
Yeah, Project Eve. That was that game with a lady
you called
protagonist.
This, by the way. Like while you were watching it.
Well,
I was shocked.
No, I just saw the word Eve, and I thought it was Parasite Eve. Because I just saw the name Eve, and they had like kind of crazy
really
monsters.
Not tied to it?
They didn't say Square Enix, I think, did that. Yeah, okay. Square Enix. So, but this is from some other company. But I think the game looked awesome. I mean, it like visually wasn't the best looking game, but like it looked like it was filled with some action and had some good combat. So that's all I wanted. But at first, yeah, I thought like, are they bringing back Parasite Eve? Because I think they kind of brought it back for like the PSP or the Vita or something. They had like a game just called Third Birthday, which was the third Parasite Eve game, but I didn't know that at the time. I believe that's the case, but it like was, it was one of those things where I think it was linked, but like kind of not linked or something. But I don't know. I never beat Parasite Eve 2, but I love Parasite Eve 1. I feel like they made weird changes for 2. But at first, yeah, I was like, oh my god, they're bringing that back. I thought Square Enix is on top. They're bringing back Brave Fencer Musashi. They're bringing back Parasite Eve. But I think the game looked neat. I'm curious how it'll be.
Pretty bad to me.
Well, yeah, you think everything looks bad except Apex.
Yeah,
I gotta play
sure.
Apex.
No, Apex looks bad too. I have to play it.
Speaking of Apex, man, I've been playing it on a controller.
Yeah, that's dumb, dude.
God. And then I did
I
better. I did do better.
Reminds me of Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, I did do better.
You did do better, like. Oh, on your controller?
Yeah,
no, I thought you actually had been doing pretty okay on the keyboard and mouse.
The auto aim was so good. It's basically a cheat code.
Didn't matter either way because it got us out of there real fast.
Yeah, but I did have a round where I did the most damage, so.
Yeah. I was not in it last night at all.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't been, really. Let's see. Gran Turismo 7, who gives an F? It's another Gran Turismo game. It looked good,
but it was funny because I didn't put it on here. Oh, wait, yeah, I did. Right before Gran Turismo, they had a, Insomniac, Marvel, and I was like, okay. And then at first, it's a bar with people beat the hell up or murder. And I was like, at first I was like Spider-Man. I was like, wait, this looks a little too dark for Spider-Man. And then and then it shows somebody at the bar. I was like, wait, is this a Punisher game? Like that's where my head went. Because there's been I think Neil Druckmann wants to make a Punisher game. And a lot of people are like, please don't have him do that. I'm tired of Sony wasting stuff on IP. Like, to me, if it's a good game, it's a good game. I don't want a licensed game if it's bad.
Right.
But if
it's the
way Naughty Dog handles violence, they should do a Punisher game.
Yes, they should.
I would love that. But it ended up being Wolverine, and you can watch me rub my nipples on stream through a shirt. Through a shirt, though. But I was just because I didn't expect that at all, and I
didn't either.
Literally through the whole Gran Turismo trailer, I'm basically like, "What is it going to be? Open world?" I just kept thinking about Wolverine. I was like, "This game looks fine, but Wolverine."
Do we know much of it still?
No, I don't. I mean, I was talking to Money a little bit last night. I think he thinks it's not going to be open world, but I was like, I feel like it will be. I feel like they'll do the Spider-Man thing, but with Wolverine. I mean, traversal's a little bit different, obviously, but they'll probably just
Sure.
have him like leap from building to building and climb it real fast with his claws or something. Like, I feel like it will be open world, and then
Oh.
I feel like it'll also bring in a lot of X-Men characters, and hopefully, if they do this right, we get an X-Men game. And I think they
That'd be
will do it
awesome
right.
from them.
But also, yeah, I was sitting there just going like, how is Insomniac they just are suddenly the greatest developer ever? Like, I liked them for a long time.
They're so prolific right now,
But
dude.
yeah.
They're hitting everything out of the park.
Yes,
Like,
they
what do they
just
have?
they
What
just
do
came
they
out
had
with
in the
Ratchet and
last
Clank.
5 years alone? Spider-Man, or 3 years really? 4 years? How long?
Yeah, 3-ish.
Spider-Man,
I think Spider-Man was 2018. I think. Yeah,
then
Spider-Man, Ratchet.
Miles
Yeah,
Morales.
Miles Morales,
First,
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah.
Then PS5 patches for all of that. Like,
Now you've got this game underway.
yeah, this game on the way. Then Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm like, Spider-Man 2 is supposed to be 2023. They're only saying PS5, so maybe it's not cross-gen. I would hope not by 2023.
And 2023, and to do that this soon is, in addition to having this Wolverine thing.
Yeah, well, that was the thing is, yeah, I was like, God, 2023 so far, and I was like, really not.
It's not really, yeah.
Yeah, like this
No,
year
it
is
could be
basically
end of
done.
2023.
Yeah, but still, it's 2 years.
Which
I
would
mean, it
still
sucks,
2 years.
But and I believe them whenever they say 2023. Like whenever Ratchet and Clank came out, everybody was talking about how they didn't have any crunch. Like, that's what's crazy about them is they're putting out amazing products with supposedly no crunch. Like, that's
I'm not sure I believe that yet, but
I mean, they had a lot of employees saying it.
nah, I know, but I'm just still not sure that I believe it. But
Yeah.
if so, I mean, they're just honestly like maybe at the top of their craft.
That's
right
what I'm
now.
saying.
I
Like,
mean,
Naughty Dog used to be the top, but they come out with one game every 15 years.
and there is crunch,
And yeah, there's a ton of crunch.
right?
Freaking oops, all crunch or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, they still come out with really good games. But
No,
and
of course they
speaking
do
of-
too, but
and
they're
speaking
not.
of-
But they're still not as prolific.
yeah,
Like design of the game wise, it's great.
I've seen
Like,
other people
graphics,
say it.
everything great.
I've seen other people say it, and I believe it. Insomniac basically said, "Hey, PS5, we're gonna carry you to the finish line. Like, we're just hoisting you on our backs." Like, they've come out with 2 amazing games within the first year.
It's the footprints on the sand parable.
Yeah.
You know, but not but
That was
Insomniac.
Insomniac.
It was there where I carried you.
Yeah.
You know, where you only saw one
And
set
still,
of footprints.
I'm trying to. I should look it up, but I think Sony got them for like 600 million or something ridiculous, like ridiculously
That's a
cheap
bargain.
for how much they're just keeping the PS5.
I mean, 2023. So if that comes out in 2023, within 5 years,
3
They will-
Spider-Man games, possibly a Wolverine. I feel like the Wolverine game's further away since it was a CG trailer, but they might just not be ready to show the gameplay of that yet. Who knows?
right? Yeah,
But
even still, let's say 6 years. Then yeah, Wolverine possibly, Spider-Man, 3
Yeah.
games essentially,
maybe we'll get a new
or 2.5.
Resistance.
Ratchet and Clank, which is insane.
Yeah.
They're putting out work that honestly should embarrass everybody else.
Yeah.
Like for the way it looks,
Yeah.
for the way it runs,
Well, that was the funny
for
part.
how often they're able to do it.
Is I was looking at the Reset Era thread, and somebody was complaining about how, like, whenever the Xbox thing had stuff, and it was like, oh, everything was CG, but people are loving the Spider-Man 2 trailers. Like, that was in-game. That was in-game graphics. I mean, that was in-engine. Like, I could tell that looked just like the other ones, basically. I mean, some improvements, and it was darker.
Sure.
But, like, yeah, that was in-engine. Like, I feel like the only CG they had was the Knights of the Old Republic trailer and the Wolverine trailer. I think that was the only 2 CG trailers I had, and they didn't take up much time. They were both like a minute long. The Wolverine ones at on PlayStation's account or PlayStation's YouTube is at 2.4 million. The Spider-Man 2 one's at 7.5 or something. Like, that's just on their YouTube. Like, the IGN has a bunch, I think, of views off of theirs. Like, it's doing crazy numbers. Somebody had it 24 hours after. I think the PlayStation event was watched 1.2 million times, and the Xbox one from the beginning of June was at 1.9 million. It's like the thirst is real.
Really?
Yeah, like the thirst is real here. Like I don't know. Everybody keeps judging Sony on how they handle stuff, and then Sony comes out with something, and everybody's just like freaking pointing to their mouth, just like feed me.
That's insane, dude.
But,
I can't
yeah.
believe the numbers like that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, same. But it's for sure nuts. But Insomniac deserves all the awards.
Yeah, man, they're crushing it, dude. Like, it's staggering the kind of work output they have right now.
And then
I can't think of anybody close. I mean, Guerrilla Games to me is maybe a second, but it's a distant second.
So yeah, but they come out with a game like their last game was Horizon Forbidden West, and that was 2017.
Forbidden West was 2017.
Yeah, because remember that came out like a month before or after Breath of the Wild, and everybody compared the two. It's like they're not even close to the same type of game. Like, what are you talking about?
No,
this one has combat.
Looks like a cartoon garbage. One looks like old anime, and another looks like the I don't know,
freaking Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, there you go. Not the burned down version. Not the burned down version. Come on, man.
But speaking of Naughty Dog, they did finally announce, and finally, I mean, this was rumored like 2 days before, that they're coming out with Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy on PS5 and PC, which is weird to me that they're not going to do the Uncharted collection on PC because you'll just jump in at 4, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll just be completely lost on what's going on in this game. Still a really good game, but yeah, it's just weird. But
yeah,
I expected them to show factions. They did not show factions. Like, we'll before we get to the last thing they showed, like things that they didn't show, which confused me. They didn't show Horizon. I expected like a little trailer because they did one for Deathloop, which is out next week. I expected them to show a little trailer for Kena, which is out like the week after.
True. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah.
Like there were just a few things where I was just like, oh, they've been promoting the hell out of this, and then now they don't. I mean, obviously with Horizon, there's going to be months and months. It's supposed to be out in February, so they can still show it again. But I just expected them to show that. Yeah, I don't know. They just had some no-shows that I was expecting, but that are already confirmed games. I mean, I'm not talking about Metal Gear Solid here.
Yeah, Kena, at least you said it's already gold, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
has to be going out, but
yeah. And that game looks amazing, and I was shocked to see that they didn't show it.
Yeah, it is weird. It's weird. Before we get to this final one, which I know, final one, I think it was truly the last one that they showed, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this Blood Hunt real quick that you and Muddy tried out.
Yeah, they also showed it at the PlayStation Showcase, and I'd seen something about it before, but yeah, it's.
Oh, okay. This is that one where. Yeah, it was like Underworld kind of.
Yeah,
and it was like showing like, oh, this is, a Lycan or whatever, and so this is
like different races
abilities.
of things or whatever. Right now, there's only 3. There's like 3 different.
Is it asymmetrical?
Clans.
Is that what it's like,
no, it's not. No, it's like 15 teams of 3. I think you're in like a town. It's not super big. The movement's good and bad. Like, I don't know, you can climb any wall, but like you're supposed to jump and hold the space bar to like climb the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you just hit space bar in the middle of that, you'll just jump away from the wall, and then you're just like, oh, well, now I'm falling down. But there's like it's kind of, they have some weird mechanics in there. I don't think I enjoy the game because they showed it at this, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw that people were playing it. I was like, oh. Like, I guess it's in open beta or whatever, or early access on PC. And I don't know, the weapons just feel awful. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's certain things I like. Like, you're as far as I can see, you're stuck on your your max health. You can get armor, but it literally just gives you one more bar essentially of health.
Right.
So you're not like just like Apex. I can't stand the red armor stuff. Like. It drives me nuts. Like, I have to hit you for 1,000 damage to down you, and then I have to shoot through your little stupid shield. Like, there's just frustrating things about that game. But in this one, like, whenever you get downed, it's kind of the opposite. Like, you don't bleed out. If you can survive for the 40 seconds, you'll get back up, because I guess you're regenerating or whatever. And you can like suck the blood of humans to get your health back. But if another human sees you, then you're like marked, I think, for other people or something, because the civilians are freaking out essentially.
Right.
They do some interesting things, but just right now, I'm just like, I just don't like the way the weapons feel.
What did you play this on PC?
Yeah, and it's third person. It's free on Steam, but yeah, I don't. There's just some weird things. I mean,
It needs work.
yeah, it definitely needs work. It was weird seeing people that have already bought stuff for it. It's just like the game's been out for 3 days. Even if I'm really enjoying a game, like I'm gonna be like, let me wait 2 weeks before I spend $10.
Yeah, you always wait a week at least, right?
I would wait longer than that on a free to play game. But like it just came out, and you're just like, I gotta spend this money.
Yeah, but what if they're trying to hedge their bets? Like, remember you got that nice little savings account. Whenever you spent all that stupid amount of money with that one dumb game that you and Eric always played.
Warframe?
No, not Warframe.
Oh.
That was it? It was like I can't remember. It was like a what's the
What, Clash of Clans or something? I didn't spend a dime on that.
What's that game where you have like lanes and
Paragon. I didn't spend any money on Paragon.
Well, whatever. There was a game that you guys spent money
on.
Yeah,
Paragon. I did buy a thing, but here's a good thing. Whenever they canceled that game, since it was in early access, they gave me all my money back.
That's why I said you had a savings account, an official savings account.
Yeah.
You just put your money over in that account for a little while, and they send it back to you.
Yeah, that's true. But that was months after playing that game.
Keep up here.
That was months after playing that game that I bought that thing, though.
Yeah, right.
And then Fortnite came out, and they're just like, we're putting everything into this. And I hate it.
And I'm not sure. I haven't gotten to the part of Brian's stream yet, so I'm not sure. But I feel like he might rub a different kind of nipple whenever this was announced.
I don't think it did, but I mean, I was definitely excited for it. I mean, my nipples were definitely hard.
Sure, of course.
Just desiring to be rubbed, but
God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, they finally showed some gameplay. And it looks great. I've seen some people saying this game doesn't look that good. Like, it looks basically like the PS4 version. It's like, okay, you're stupid. Like, it looks amazing.
This game looked amazing.
There's a part where he's, like, coming up over a cliff, and you just see, like, so much stuff. Like, just so much land and stuff. And it's like, that looks amazing. Like,
yeah, this game looked cool.
Draw distance looks amazing. It looks like there's an actual town that you can go to with people in it or something. Mm-hmm. It's crazy because the kid grew up so much. Like, whenever you started talking, I was like, oh, he went through some things.
He? Probably 10 years or so?
I don't think it's that long. I think it's just they probably aged him up with the actor. I feel like the actor was like 12 before or something, and now he's, 16, 17 now.
Oh, he's not bigger?
I mean, he's taller, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but you don't think it's a 10-year gap?
Yeah, I don't. It could be, but
I just thought he looked like.
I think it's just the actor aged so much that they're like, well, we gotta make him bigger. But it looks so good. Like, it shows him like grappling hooking and stuff. They show some story stuff. They show Thor.
Yeah.
Some people are crying. I mean, they kind of show his hand, which I like because he got little stubby fingers. It's great. His Mjolnir looks great, but they've also like shown a character render, a render of him. And people are complaining because it was funny because I didn't see that render until like a day later. But like after they finished the show, they had some interviews with people, and one of them was Sony Santa Monica. That's where we finally found out that Cory Barlog is not directing this game, which I'm fine with because it looked amazing. But basically the guy was saying like, this is the Thor from the stories, and I was like, yeah, aka redheaded, and he's like, so he's got red hair, and I'm like, yeah, I know my stuff. I know my stuff, kind of. but there's a render of him, and like he's got this gut, but people are complaining that he's fat, and it's like, no, like I saw a TikTok that was like, no, that's how like power lifters look. Like
yes.
In Norse mythology, he was a big eater and a big drinker. Like,
right.
Literally, he's a big dude. But like, and to me, I talked about Eddie Hall earlier. Like, to me, he looks like he has the body of Eddie Hall. Like, he just looks like a strong effing dude. Like,
for sure, dude.
But I mean, I'm excited for it. That his voice sounded cool. Oh, that's one thing we forgot to mention. The voice of Venom in Spider-Man 2 is Tony Todd. You told me that yesterday. Yes. I was so effing excited. That's good voice casting.
That is good voice casting, yeah.
Because he sounded great in the trailer, and I was like, oh, man, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, you said Tony Todd. I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then DQ angered me by saying it was the Final Destination guy. I mean, technically true, but he's Candyman.
But that's also frustrating. That's reducing Tony Todd to so little. And DQ, you smarmy son of a.
Yeah.
Watch out, dude.
But on that stream, the little after interview, they said that the little girl at the end of the trailer is Angrboda. If you know anything about Norse mythology, you know what that means. Dog. Not gonna spoil it here because that could be spoilers. But
is that a hint that it's Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, it's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Wow.
It is confirmed though, because in the stream, whenever I was watching it, I thought the two wolves that are like your sled dogs, basically, I thought that might be Jerry and Frecky, Odin's dogs. It's confirmed that they're named something else, so it's not them. And then they showed Tyr. Tyr's a giant. He's like 10 feet tall or something. But he's got both his hands. What's going on there? I don't know, man.
So much to think about.
It is.
So much to consider, you know?
It is. And I think Shinobi or something was saying that's supposedly a spring of next year game. I'm like, I hope so. I mean, it's supposed to be this year, but if that's true, then their front half is loaded down, for bear.
Yeah, they're going to spread that out. They're not going to do that. I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, unless Wolverine's the next holiday. I doubt it.
I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Insomniac's crazy.
Insomniac, yeah.
They are Insomniacs, and they don't sleep.
Yeah.
But
sure.
But yeah, I mean, it looked amazing to me. I don't understand the complaints. I mean, again, they had some no-shows that I expected to show up there. And, you know, not everything they showed looked amazing. They wasted way too much time on that Rainbow Six game. It looks like trash.
Oh my gosh, dude, that was one of the dumbest things ever, dude. Like, this world is already dumb. And then you like, what's everybody's fascination with including aliens or zombies and everything, dude? I'm so done with it, dude. Like, I mean, it's the dumbest, bro.
It's pretty dumb.
Huh?
I said it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's
yeah, there was just certain things where they would show it, and I was just like, please stop wasting my time. I know that's the problem with telling me it's 40 minutes, is then I'm just watching this going like, you're wasting time. You're wasting any amount of time.
And then, you're eating up all the time.
And then like, I like the little transitions, but now that I know it's only 40 minutes and you're wasting 15 seconds on this, stop.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Show me another game. Show me another one.
That was only cool whenever we were waiting for the PlayStation 5.
Oh, yeah, that was the coolest. That was just like,
when they're doing all the waving and stuff, and it's like, okay, but now it's like, yeah, we get it. PlayStation 5, it has no games, so let's get to some.
It has Insomniac.
It doesn't have
Insomniac games.
Insomniac's doing their best though to make sure that we do have some, but otherwise it doesn't have any games. Do we get to Little Caesar stories? I mean, is it a week in Two Pete's without a Little Caesar story?
Not really. But okay, so I went to
story time.
Eat Little Caesars. Yeah, story time. I went to Little Caesars to eat the lunch combo 3 times this week. Now, okay, Tuesday I go, and I'm just like, I feel like eating a pizza, a little lunch special. So I go in there, and they're having
tough to pass up, by the way. It's $5. Right?
Yeah, $5.41 with tax. Like, you get a freaking pizza and a drink.
20 ounce and
yeah. You're stupid if you don't do that.
And when they're done right, I mean, it's a tough value to beat.
So, I get in there, and they're having some issues with this customer or something. I guess he did a mobile order, but it's for a different Little Caesars, and they're like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, blah blah blah. And so he's just like, okay, and then so he just buys 2 lunch combos. And then, he goes or whatever, and I'm like, 1 lunch combo, please. And she's like the lady in the back that's making this pizza is like, you're kidding, right? And just like, it's going to be like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. That's perfectly fine with me. I want a freshen.
Yep.
Because this was at like 1 o'clock, 1:10 or something, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a fresh one here.
And they go 11 to 2, right?
Yeah. And so that happens. I get one. It's one of the best lunch combos I've had.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. So obviously Wednesday, I'm like, I'm going back there, baby. $5.41. I'm gonna get me another one of these. It's less fresh, we'll say. It's still fine, but it's less fresh. So being bitten by that on Thursday, I went to McDonald's.
You opted for something else, yeah, sure.
I went to McDonald's. I was like,
palate cleanser.
I was like, yeah, let me get, because that McDonald's don't miss. It's like double
Well,
quarter
you work,
pound.
yeah, in that area. That's over TMS, right?
Close-ish, but
That's not okay.
yeah, I mean it's not that close to it,
Okay.
or at least I don't think it is. But let's go there, and then Friday, like I don't take a break at all until like 11:30. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take an early lunch. Usually I push my lunch late, but since I still have 2 breaks, I'll just take those breaks later. Like this is later than I normally go, and then I was like, and then Little Caesars basically just opened, so I'm gonna go get
Right.
me a fresh freaking lunch combo. And I
H and
go,
R.
and it is fresh, and it is good. It's not as good as the one Tuesday, but I think that one, like mentally, I was also like, things magically worked out where this guy ordered it wrong and then had to buy the last 2 they had, so I got the freshest one possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it
You
was,
got a frustration pie.
yeah, and
Lady back there was
it
like, "Gosh, dang, you kidding me?"
and it was tasty, and I'm just like, man, how are you expected to lose weight whenever they have deals like this? Truly,
Honestly, right? Like,
how?
it was, you know, Gabe was talking to me about like how Italian people are so skinny and stuff. You have to eat pasta and stuff. I'm like, I know, but it's because everything is fresh.
Yeah,
They walk everywhere basically. No processed foods.
yeah,
Yeah, and you're not dealing with some Little Caesars type ish where you're like, how am I gonna compete with this, or anything
yeah.
like that? Like, it's like they don't have anything like that. Like, it's so hard in America to be like, oh, let me pass up this $6, EMB or six
Yeah.
fifty now or whatever it
If
is.
you want a salad, it's $15, and that's without a
Right.
drink. No, I don't have to have a soda, but I need a drink to wash the stuff down.
But I will say to the opposite of that. So this morning we were trying to get some breakfast,
Yeah,
and we want to try either somewhere different or somewhere that we don't normally go. So we were settling on the hot box biscuit club, which we've been to before. It's delicious. They basically do like chicken biscuits and stuff like that,
Oh,
but
okay.
they might have them churched up a bit.
To have the chicken minis, but in a big size.
I don't know if they have chicken minis honestly, but they do have some stuff over there that's busting. You would love it, honestly. I think.
Maybe.
And they have these like, I can't. These things are so good. We had them one time, and my mouth's watering just thinking about them. But they're pimento cheese bites,
Yeah,
and I've become such a huge fan of pimento cheese. I remember like disrespecting it as a kid, but so basically it's like a deep fried, cheese curd, basically like, but with pimento cheese, and then they have like chives on it.
yeah.
You dip it in ranch or whatever. Oh my gosh, dude, it's so good. So anyway, we were like, all right, let's do that then. Let's try it. Let's get some of that. And so we, Yvette and I were in here and we got the whole order ready to roll. It was looking pretty pricey, and it's not cheap by any means,
Yeah.
And so we're like, all right, what do we absolutely need? You know what I mean? Like, let's kind of pare some of this back just because we're like, let's not get ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then I noticed there was a $15 gratuity
Built in?
built in. And I'm like, there was a tip thing over there too. And
They're
Yvette's like,
they're
well, what
getting
if you
ballsy
hit
over
zero?
there.
Oh, dude. Not only, again, they lost my business.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not, because I kept going like, is there a, because I know that some places will do,
If
when
you're
you hit
over
a
this
certain
many,
threshold,
yeah.
right? Exactly.
If it's a party over 8, then it's a
Right,
built-in
or if you
gratuity.
spend over 100, or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, there's certain like thresholds. It's like that's kind of an industry thing. I get it. So I was like, well, let me just start, just like arbitrarily like removing items slowly and see if I hit a threshold where it removes itself entirely. No,
just
never
always
did.
15. I just want this drink.
Well, not
It's
always
gonna be
15. No, I mean
$17.
it was a percentage. It
Oh,
kept
okay.
going
Okay.
down, but like it was still always there.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, you are pricing me out of wanting to order here, and
Yeah.
by what? For what reason? You also have a separate tip section, but then you're also forcing a tip on me on $10 chicken biscuits. Basically,
They
it's like,
want
my
you
guys,
to not notice that gratuity thing, and then also
Yeah.
tip and just give up all your money.
right? And be like, I don't know how I spent $732 on 3 chicken biscuits.
That's the same
You
with
know?
like Airbnb. Airbnb used to be decent. Like it was, you could find a cheap place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like now
all the
you
fees.
look now you look and it's like, hey, $100 a night. It's like, oh, that's not bad. It's like, well, how is 2 nights $500? It's like, well, because you got a $300 cleaning fee. It's like, well, that's insane. And it's like, and then service fees, and like there's like a 5,000 fees, and it's like,
I'll stay in a hotel.
it's the same for me. I hate ordering movie tickets online. You basically have to do it now, but it's like, hey, convenience fee. It's like, it's convenient for you too. I don't have to go talk to somebody.
That's why we just stay with the not the A list, the AMC Stubs, because it's like $10 a year and you get all those fees waived.
See, I need to get A list. I need to just
get
A list.
need to get A list for
just
sure.
Pay it all for a whole year or something in advance, and then just go be DQ and don't play games anymore. Just watch movies.
Right.
Even bad ones, like old.
So, I don't know, man. Like, it made me mad, dude. Like,
Yeah.
the gratuity thing is, again, it's like, you're charging me $10 for a chicken biscuit. Like, the gratuities, it's cooked in here, okay? Yeah. It's assumed that you're already raking me over the coals for something I know that I can go to, Chick-fil-A and get for a $5 combo or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, again, yes, the quality is different. It's to scale. I understand. Like, Chick-fil-A is to scale where, they're doing things on a larger scale and everything, and it costs a little less and blah, blah, blah. And maybe it's not as fresh or whatever. I get all of that, but
I can pay a third of the price,
right,
and get pretty comparable. It's probably fairly comparable.
It's certainly not a third of the taste. Probably,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's not gonna be as good, but again, that's why I don't like expensive food for the most part. Like, it's just a $10 hamburger tastes great, but so does a $1.39 McDouble. That tastes pretty good.
That's the thing.
It's still good enough to where it's like, I don't want to essentially spend 10 times the money.
Yeah, last night, like, me and Yvette went and got a burger, and we went to In-N-Out. And I've been on this In-N-Out kick lately. Just I don't get fries. I just get 2 doubles. Okay, okay, you can be mad, but I've been wanting Five Guys for like weeks. I've been wanting Five Guys.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Yvette goes, we go in there. I go, yes. First of all, if they had a drive-through, I would have gone probably.
Yeah.
Thankfully for me, they didn't, because it's like their burgers are comparable in size to In-N-Out's, and I know you're gonna hate that, but they are.
No, they are.
And they're like $10 more. It's like, for me, if I order what I want, it's probably close to $20 at In-N-Out. I mean, at Five Guys.
Yeah. Now here's the difference. At Five Guys, you can get good fries.
Agreed.
They're going to cost you $15, but you're going to get a bag full of fries that are amazing.
Yes. No argument on the fries situation. No argument on the flavor situation.
There's some people who like In-N-Out fries. That drives me insane. Like, the burgers are fine. Again, my problem with In-N-Out is their fries, and then that I don't have any options. Yeah. Like, I can't get a bacon burger. I can't get mustard
on this thing.
I'd like a mayonnaise
burger. Yeah.
No, here's your burger. Wow, this is the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah. And it is good. I do like their burgers, but yeah, their fries are lacking. But Five Guys is a superior burger.
Yeah.
Hands down. Fries, superior. Yes. No question. But also, please stop raking me over the coals, man, with
you get free
prices.
Peanuts. You get free peanuts.
Yeah, please keep your peanuts. If you see somebody eat those peanuts, then you charge them. You surcharge them.
Yeah.
Please.
15% gratuity fee.
Yes. Peanuts aren't free. Gosh dang. So anyway, that's it, man.
Yeah.
We did it.
I'll never understand the people who go and get peanuts. Like, hey, you're gonna eat a delicious burger and a bunch of fries.
Yeah, the burger's coming, man.
Yeah.
Keep that palate cleansed.
Yeah. I don't know why I have to shift myself so often.
I don't know. I don't know why I have to look at your bird beak so much. You really got that. Yeah, you really got that thing in there, man. The people who watch this on YouTube
also
are going to be in for a treat.
I had a freaking double espresso latte this morning. My wife made me one.
You seem jacked right now, dude.
I am kind of. But
kind of wired.
Last week we went to, I think it was Walmart or H-E-B or something, and I was looking for creamer. I usually get like just a basic creamer.
Yeah, you're basic.
And then there was one that was like, they had like a Fruity Pebbles one and then a Cocoa Pebbles one. I was like, I'm interested in the Cocoa Pebbles, but if it's bad, Yeah, but I was like, if it's bad, then like that's a waste. I'm like, it's $3. Like, not to say I can just throw money away, but I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
you're like it's reasonable.
yeah, it's a reasonable loss, but also like literally you can just go to somebody and go, here's like over at work, over at my wife's work, she can just go, here's some creamer
Here's some
if you're
right.
interested. So it's not a
It
total
made my husband throw
waste.
up, but here
Yeah,
you go.
but that creamer's good. Like it does remind me of Fruity Pebbles.
Does it really?
Yeah, like I mean
You
it's
put it in
hot,
your
but
coffee?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and it
It's
was
like
so good.
my favorite still is that Cold Stone sweet cream.
Yeah.
It's like you've seen my coffee. Basically, it looks milky after I put it in there. I
Yeah,
put so
Morgan
much in
hates it
there. It's
because
like
my creamer is like it's basically creamer with a tiny little bit of espresso,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
it's hey,
It's
it
so
tastes
good. It's
good.
like I want a creamy,
Yeah.
sweet coffee.
For coffee,
You know?
the coffee part, I just want the caffeine. I'm not after the coffee taste.
All right. I
I want
definitely
no
yeah.
coffee
Coffee
taste.
tastes like garbage,
Yeah,
pretty much, for the most
but
part.
yeah, that creamer's hitting the spots.
Mm. I feel like I want to get
So
some
right
coffee
now
now.
I'm just freaking cranked. I'm
You
cranked
are.
too high voltage right now.
You're volted right now,
Yeah.
dude.
So yeah.
So, patreon.com/2
Yeah,
beats.
maybe next week you'll have a story from Josh, or maybe he's dead, or maybe somebody has
yeah.
a freaking other party.
Maybe he's gonna have his a late 20-year-old friend having their quinceañera.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
he's
she
gotta
didn't
go
get to
to.
have one back then, so we're doing one now.
This is this is their mid-century quinceañera, or
Yeah.
it's not some weird like what?
We're celebrating.
Well, this is their job quinceañera.
Or next week it'll be, well, last week we had the birthday party, so we couldn't properly celebrate the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, so we got to do that this week.
Now we
There's
have to
no
do the
telling.
pub crawl
Yeah.
for the birthday that we had the week before.
Yeah.
And I have to go get onto this drinking bicycle boat thing that we pedal around town and
Yeah.
drink out of a beer hat.
Dude, it's like a workout, but you're also getting freaking drunk, dude. It's so good.
We literally I think last weekend we saw a pirate ship cruising through downtown Fort Worth. It's like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like, boy, drunk people will do anything for alcohol, huh?
They will.
I'm just out here trying to eat everything that I see.
Yeah.
Just trying to live my life, dude.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. People mock me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I want some
Anyway.
donuts.
Patreon.com/2. Yeah, it does do something good. Yeah. So, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. It's been a good episode, Brian, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think last week, I mean, we haven't released it yet, but people will hear this after that. Last week, I feel like I was just like weird, but also like
You're always weird. So
I
it's all
had,
good.
well, yeah, but I had monkey bread handed to me in the middle of it,
You did.
and I can't
Multiple
turn down.
times
I
you
can't.
stuffed your face.
Yeah, I can't turn down some hot monkey bread.
Yeah, you
I
can
know-
see it in the video.
Yeah.
He didn't turn any down.
No, I
He
didn't.
was not Dikembe Mutombo swatting
no,
monkey
no.
bread away. Yeah. He was like, yes.
Yeah, mo is what I was saying.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, he had his gullet shoved full of monkey bread.
It was
multiple
so
times.
tasty.
So you can get a little lip smacking action on the mic.
Yeah.
I think a little
Oh,
bit.
that is one thing on my live stream, as you can hear, about the PlayStation Showcase. Whenever they have the interviews, they talk to Herman Hulse for a second, and I heard so much wet mouth sounds coming from Herman Hulse. I was just like, please, dog, please do something about this. I don't know if anybody else heard it. It definitely triggered me, man. I was just like, oh, he's got the wettest mouth. Like, I literally took a sip of Sprite and I said, my mouth is less wet than his is right now with a Sprite in my mouth. Got that Sonic Sprite. Get on the Sonic app, because you can get half price. You can get a happy hour all
happy
day.
hour always. Yeah.
All day.
So it's amazing. It's great. It's
And
one of the
sometimes they
best
give
things
little
that-
deals. They had that car hop special. I wish they'd bring that back. That was such a good deal.
Yeah, it's nice for sure. But what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Can't do anything.
Ain't gonna do anything
Can't do anything with it.
except for play with the controller.
That's
Okay.
it.
Look at that.
So, yeah. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We will see you next week, hopefully with Josh in tow
Yeah.
and with the story that he's been.
We
hadn't
don't
told
even
us.
even
Yeah, we don't know the story. Yeah, this may be a total dud.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm guaranteeing that it probably will be. Okay?
Yeah, it's probably like,
Go out-
I ate some donuts. I mean, that's
yeah,
exciting to us for other reasons, but I mean,
yeah.
It's like,
It's going to be like, I put my guitar back in the shop. It's like, wait, what? That's the least surprising thing of all
yeah.
time. So, anyway, with that, we bid you farewell. Have a great week, everybody. Later.
Bye.